So in 11.8, we're not going to learn a lot new. We're going to combine the last two lessons and do them together. We could have maybe done them at the same time, but I chose to break it out. All right, so the county fair charges $2 per ride and $10 to get in. If you have $32, write an equation to find the number of rides you can go on. So it's $2 per ride. There's our rate, but we have a constant, so this is not a proportion. And if you have exactly $32, we're writing an equation. So that's called the writing of the equation. All right, there is the answer. Now this is called the solving, and you're finally going to do both at the same time. And so R equals 11 rides. Don't forget a word on your answers today, because they are word problems. All right, yes, here we go. All right, so we're just going to do a bunch of examples, right? So two-step equations. Car travels 50 miles per hour. Boy, there's our unit rate, and I gave you the variable right off the bat. If the car has already traveled 125 miles, right? So we have something that already happened. That's our constant. So you have two steps. You cannot just write the answer. You have to write the equation. And on the test, there will be a blank for you to write the equation. And now we went a total of 375 miles. That's the writing. Now this is the solving. And so we get 50h equals, what is that, 250? Yes. Divide both sides by 50. Cross out the zeros. H equals 5. Hours do not, some indication. That's why I use H, right? I don't even have to think about, was I finding hours? H for hours. Student cancel raised at most 200, so no more than 200. Right off the bat, I'm giving you the inequality symbol and the total. During a charity dance, if they charge $3 per ticket, $3 per ticket, there's our unit rate, but they already received 26, so there is the equation written, or the inequality written. Now we're going to solve it. We're going to subtract 26 from both sides. We got some borrowing to do here, right? Notice that 10 becomes a 9. 3t is less than or equal to 174. Divided both sides by 3. So we're going to do a little side work here. 3 times 6. Oh, no, 6 is too big. 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 into 24 goes 8. It's 58. T for tickets. At most, they sold 58 tickets. They couldn't have sold more than that. Sam bought 8 pens for an unknown price. The pens were X, so it's 8 times X. But he also bought a backpack for $23.50 and a notebook for $4. Again, I'm not putting unnecessary zeros in there. The total is $33.50, and it says use an equation, not an inequality. So that's, we haven't gotten it to a two-step, so let's clean this up. $23.50 plus 4 is $27.50. I think we can do that in our head. So that's the equation written. Now we're going to solve it. We're going to subtract 27.5 from both sides. 8x equals, well, that's nicely a 0. And that becomes a 6. So we got 8x equals 6. All right, divide both sides by 8. All right, so 6/8 is never a right answer because we have to simplify it. So x equals 3/4. Now, normally that would be a perfectly good answer. But what are we finding here? We're finding the price of the pen. So the pen is 3/4 of a dollar, but you could say 3/4 of a dollar, but do we ever write money that way? What is 3/4 of a dollar? I'd like you to take the next step, realize that 3/4 is 75 hundredths of a dollar. This is 75 cents. That would be the answer. If the answer is money, yes, I want it in decimals. 75 cents is written $0.75. Two sides of a rectangle are both 4.3 centimeters. So we have the lengths that are missing plus two sides that are 4.3. And you could do this for other shapes, right? You just add them up because the perimeter is add up the sides for any shape. Now, 4.3 plus 4.3, that's 8.6. L plus L, we've talked about that, is 2L. 2L plus 8.6 equals 34. Right, so we've written the equation that it asked for. Now we're solving it. Subtract 8.6. We're going to have to line some decimal points up here. We're going to do some borrowing. I'm getting a 4 here. I got to do some more borrowing. 13 minus 8 is 5. I'm getting 2L equals 25.4. Divide both sides by 2. Yeah, 25.4 divided by 2. Let's do that. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 5 is 2. Remainder 1. Decimal up. 4 down. Ooh, it's 12.7. And these have been in inches, but now it's in centimeters. 12.7 centimeters. Now you could always check your work, right? That means this one's 12.77 centimeters. This is 12.7 centimeters. And those 4 numbers better add up to 34, the perimeter. Sometimes you have to calculate the unit rate. We've talked about that, right? So Kate spent $20 on 5 rides. So if she spent $20 on 5 rides, she's spending $4 per ride. Okay, so it's $4 per ride plus $8 to get in. All right, and we have exactly $52. We're solving an equation. So we've written it. Now we're going to solve it. We're going to do a 4. We're going to, what is 44? Yes, divide both sides by 4. Oh, so Kate here can go on exactly 11 rides. R for rides. Apples cost $11 for 5 pounds. Oh, we need a unit rate. So, this is 2 1/5 pounds. Ugh, right? Like, what's 2 1/5? Well, it's 2 2/10. It's $2.2 per pound. Now, we're going to talk about that. So the unit rate is not nice, right? The one you can't use in the equation is the mixed number. You can use this one or this one because no mixed number is an equation. So either the improper fraction, it's a simplified fraction, it's perfectly good. You could even use it unsimplified, it still would work. But let's see what we're doing. So our rate is 2.2 per pound. So I'm going to do it both ways. So this is 2.2 per pound. It says use P for pounds. You could also do it 11/5 per pound. Okay. Now, but we haven't. Have we had fractions in our equations yet? No, we haven't. So that is in our future. So we're not going to do it that way. But you can do it with 11/5. We're going to do it with 2.2. Okay, so $2.20 per pound. And, right, there's that membership fee that everyone has to pay, and it's no more than 94. Okay, so we're subtracting 50 from both sides. 2.2p, $2.20 per pound, and is less than or equal to 44. Divide both sides by 2.2. That's why I wanted to do it the other way, because you get to avoid that. But that is for another day. Yes, you will learn how to do it with 11/5. All right, so we can't use 2.2. So we're moving that to 22. You can't use, that means, yeah, you have to move that one and make it 440. So 22 goes into 44 nicely twice. But you have to go 22 into 0. So the answer is not 2, it's 20, and P is got to be pounds. So if they spent no more than $94, they bought no more than 20 pounds of apples. Let's practice. A tree is growing 12 feet in 2 years. So if it's growing 12 feet in 2 years, it's growing 6 feet per year. Okay. When it was planted in the ground, it was only 4 feet tall. If the tree is currently 40 feet tall, write a 2-step equation. So we're going to use y for years. So 6 times y, it's 6 feet per year. It was already 4 feet tall when it was planted. So there was a constant that already occurred. And it's currently 40 feet tall. We asked for an equation. So we're going to solve that equation. 6y equals 36, divide by 6. And it's 6 years old. We can work backwards, right? We're working backwards from, we know it's 40 feet tall, and we know it was growing 6 feet per year, and we know it was 4 feet tall when we planted it. It must be growing for 6 years. All right, so this is one of those, for the final question, one of those with 2 rates in it. So we have $50 every week plus $4 per sale. This week you want your pay to be no less than $106. So 106 or greater. And I used X for sales. Now which of the rate goes with sales? It's $4 per sale. So $4 times X. plus we're getting $50 every week. That is the two-step inequality. Subtract 50 from both sides. 4x is greater than or equal to what we're borrowing. No, we're not borrowing here. We're getting 56. We're dividing both sides by 4. X is greater than 56 divided by 4. 14. Now, the problem with X, what was it? It was 14 sales. He has to get 14 sales to make at least $106. Good luck with the homework.